and then your mom's actually going to go before Lauren, so I just need to let her.
Okay. Cool.
You guys have got this. I believe in you.
Box. Hey John, is Lauren here again?
Where's Lauren?
That's what I'm doing. Chair? Yeah, that's my chair.
Oh, okay. Carmen, would you replace the door? Bob can give you one.
Wow, what's up?
So service keys are on the chair. These actually stay on the chair. There's one up here for you guys. So it stays up here. All the speeches are here, and there's one when you're done with your speech. You're actually the last speech. Okay. I think that's everything. Oh, Mrs. Posner is going to give you a certificate for your confirmation, but it's not filled out yet. So after this, I'm going to see the back and fill it out.
Yes.
Alrighty, guys, you got this.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I want to thank you for being here. We are currently without one of our confirmation class kids. They're stuck in traffic. He says they'll be here in 10 to 12 minutes, but I don't want to hold everybody back. So we're going to go and begin. If there's a part that Judah is supposed to be reading, Joseph, did I understand you'll take over? Okay. Tonight is especially exciting for us because these kids have been waiting over a year to be able to have this honor of leading you in services and calling themselves a confirmation student. Confirmation literally means the end of their formal religious training. But it's not the end of their learning, because I'm hoping that each of these kids are lifelong learners. It's important that they be, both in life and in Judaism. I hope we've given them the skills that they need and the desire to learn and everything else that goes along with it. So with no further ado, I'd like to introduce the confirmation class teacher, Ms. Felicia Freeman, who has worked tirelessly with this group of kids and has done an amazing job, and I think you'll be very pleased. So, Ms. Felicia, are you going to stay down there?
I was.
Okay. That's fine.
Oh, hold on. Okay. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I'm just saying welcome on behalf of the confirmation class. We're so happy that you're here, and as Ms. Posner said, it's an exciting. Well, is it exciting for you guys? I just want to make sure. Are you excited? Okay, good. Okay, so we're all excited. Yay! So, without further ado, let's start on page 8 with Matovu. Matovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha, Yisrael. Matovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha, And on the bottom of page 8, please join us in Hine Matov. Hine Matov u'manayim, Shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim, Shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov, Shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov, Shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim, Shevet achim gam yachad. And now on page 16, please join us in Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boahem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh
Shabbat Shalom, y'all. Our theme is all it takes is a mitzvah, trust, and a little bit of pixie dust. Since COVID-19 canceled our mitzvah project ideas, I decided I would help my friends in any way I could. I told them that if they ever needed anything regarding school or mental health issues, I would be able to help. I have mostly helped with school. My job within my friend group from my school is a voice of reason. I also take on a parental role in said friend group. I don't necessarily take on the same roles within my friend group at Sunday school, but I do try to be a voice of reason with my friends like Archie Hopper from Once Upon a Time. He's also known as Jiminy Cricket. Once Upon a Time is a show about fairy tales, and it's one of my favorites. Most of the lessons I learned in Sunday school were social. One of my favorite memories is when Lauren spilled juice when Miss Chanel was our teacher. She forgot to turn the lid on the juice and it fell off. Another favorite of mine is the time when we went to the Holocaust Museum with Jesse's dad, Mr. Silverberg, as our teacher. We went to eat at Whataburger and it was really awkward. Jesse was giggling the entire time. At one point, Lauren read, "Are you gonna eat that last fry off the paper?" I responded by turning my full box of fries around and said, "These last fries?" The comment made my friends laugh, breaking some of the awkwardness. I learned so many things from my time at Sunday school, but the most important thing that I learned was how to be a good friend. I will take the lessons that I've learned and use them in my day-to-day life. Thank you to my teachers who have put up with my class over the years. We got off track so much that we must have been at least a little difficult. Thank you to my parents who drove me to Sunday school every Sunday. Thank you to my classmates who made Sundays fun. Judas Trump impression will be missed. And a special thanks to Miss Felicia for teaching and making jokes with us. Shabbat Shalom. At this time, we would like to invite the mothers of the confirmands to light the Shabbat candles. Please turn to Lahuna Ranana on page 22. Lahuna Ranana, Lahuna Ranana, Lahuna Ranana, Ladonai. Lahuna Ranana, Lahuna Ranana, Lahuna Ranana, Ladonai. Naria, Naria, Litsuri, Shenu, Nikadmavana, Bitoda. Naria, Naria, Litsuri, Shenu, Bismira, Naria, Lo. Lahuneranana, 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 Ladonai. Lahuneranana, 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 Ladonai. Please turn to Yismechu Hashemayim on page 24. Yismechu Hashemayim, ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ותגל הארץ. ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ותגל הארץ. ירם הים, ירם הים, ירם הים ומלואו, ירם הים, ירם הים, ירם הים ומלואו.
Please turn to page 26 for Or Zeruah.
Or Zeruah, la tzadi, u'yishrei lesimcha. Or Zeruah, la tzadi, u'yishrei lesimcha. Or Zeruah, la tzadi, u'yishrei lesimcha. U'yishrei lesimcha. Or Zeruah, la tzadi, u'yishrei lesimcha. U'yishrei lesimcha. Or Zeruah, la tzadi, u'yishrei lesimcha. Or Zeruah, la tzadi, u'yishrei lesimcha.
Please turn to page 30 for Romemu.
Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishachavu lahar kosho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishachavu lahar kosho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishachavu lahar kosho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishachavu lahar kosho.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. This confirmation has been a roller coaster of emotions for all of us. With everything going on in the world, I thought I'd share a mitzvah, trust, and a little bit of pixie dust. Our theme this year comes from Disney because they both share one main similarity, and that is magic. The amount of magic, aka mitzvot, that Sunday school has brought our class, along with many of you, is indescribable. Mitzvot to me is the last piece of the puzzle that can make any situation better with just a simple good deed. I have so many different memories from this place, some better than others. One of my earliest memories at CBS is when one of our old classmates, Jake, came up with the infamous name for the juice that would be served every Sunday, known as Jello juice. Since then, the name has just stuck with the drink. This year, we talked about more controversial topics, which made me think more open-mindedly with everyone's different perspectives. But above all else, Sunday school has taught me to accept my role in the Jewish community and embrace it. I would like to thank my parents for forcing me to go to Sunday school, along with all the teachers I've had over the years who put up with me for so long. I would like to thank my class for showing me that we can even make religious school fun. But most of all, I would like to thank everyone at CBS for making me feel so welcome for 16 years now. Although COVID-19 has changed the outcome of this year for everyone, it has also been a great learning experience for all of us. Now we can show everyone just how strong we are when it comes to a little change in routine. Shabbat Shalom.
All right, please turn to page 32 and read responsibly. Come, let us sing to the Lord. Let us acclaim the rock of our deliverance.
Let us draw near to God with thankfulness. Let us acclaim God with songs of praise.
In God's hand are the depths of the earth. God's too are the heights of the mountains.
The sea belongs to God who made it. His hands formed the dry land.
Declare God's glory among the nations. Proclaim God's wonders among all the peoples.
Splendor and majesty are before God. Strength and beauty are in God's sanctuary.
Worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness. Stand in awe of the Lord, all the world.
Let the heavens rejoice and the earth be glad. Let the sea and all within it roar praise.
Let the field and all within it exult. Let the trees of the forest break into song.
For God comes to judge the world in righteousness, to judge the nations by divine truth.
Read responsibly on page 33. The Lord reigns. Let the earth rejoice. Let the many islands be glad.
Sing to the Lord a new song, for God has done marvelous things.
The heavens proclaim God's victory. Nations bear witness to God's majesty.
Zion has heard and rejoiced. The cities of Judah have exulted. For the Lord is supreme over all the earth.
Declare among the nations, the Lord reigns. The world is secure. It is firmly established.
The Lord has come to judge the earth, and will judge the world by divine truth.
Righteousness and justice are the foundations of God's throne. God triumphs over all those opposed to the divine will.
But you who love the Lord hate evil. God will help you against the wicked.
Light is sown for the righteous, and joy for the upright in heart.
The Lord reigns, let the nations stand in awe. Exalt the Lord, for our God is holy.
Hello, everybody, and Shabbat Shalom. During my first year at Congregation Beth Shalom, I had no clue how to read Hebrew. It was a little overwhelming joining Wednesday school at first, but once I understood reading Hebrew and learning prayers, it became much easier. I remember when we had Miss Chanel as our religious school teacher. She didn't want us to touch the Jello juice that we were having as our drink for snack time. Jello juice is a red Kool-Aid with a bit of sugar to where it tastes like Jello. However, when Miss Chanel left the room, Lauren tried to pour it into a cup and it spilled all over the floor. The stain is still upstairs to this day. Honestly, looking back to the past, my years of midweek Hebrew school and Sunday school were actually pretty fun. Religious school is very important in our lives because it teaches you life lessons such as why mitzvahs are important, like collecting foods and supplies for homeless veterans. But personally, performing mitzvahs made me feel a lot better. I would like to thank my parents, my siblings, my classmates, Cantor Allen, Miss Posner, Miss Pat, Miss Kaylin, Miss Felicia, and the whole congregation of Beth Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Please join us on page 38 for Lecha Dodi. Lecha, Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Panei Shabbat Nekabila. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Panei Shabbat Nekabila. Shamor v'Zahor b'dibor echad. Hishmianu el Ham Yahad, Adonai echad, Ushamo echad.
Lushem ulet tiferet vet liti la 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 ha do di likrat kala pane Shabbat nekabela la ha do di likrat kala pane Shabbat nekabela likrat Shabbat lehuveneha Kihi makor havraha merosh mikedem nesuha sof ma'aseh b'mahshavatihi la 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 hadodi likrat kala pane Shabbat nekabela la hadodi likrat kala pane Shabbat nekabela Mikdash melech meluha Kumitzi mitoha feha Ravla shevet be'em mikabaha Fuhu yahamaha la 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 Lehadodi likrat kala Pane Shabbat nikabela Lehadodi likrat kala Pane Shabbat nekabela.
Please rise and join us on page 40 while facing the entrance.
We Shalom Ateres Bagaba. Gam Besimha Utsola Toemune Am Segula. Boi hala la 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 hadodi likrat kala pane Shabbat nekabela la hadodi likrat kala pane Shabbat nekabela.
You may be seated, and please join us on page 42 at the top for Mizmor Shir and Sadi Katamar.
Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat Tov Lechodot L'Adonai Uzamer L'Shim HaElyon Uzamer L'Shim HaElyon Lehagid Baboker Hastecha Ve'emunatecha Ba'elo Ale Asur Vale Navel Vale Higayon Behino Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat Tov Lechodot L'Adonai Uzamer L'Shim HaElyon Uzamer L'Shim HaElyon Uzamer L'Shim HaElyon Sadi Katamar Yifra Sadi Katamar Yifra Sadi Katamar Yifra Sadi Katamar Yifra Ke'eres Baba no Niske 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 Ke'eres Baba no Niske
Please turn to page 171 for Psalm 27. The Lord is my light and my help. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Whom shall I dread? Should an army be arrayed against me, I would not fear. Should war beset me, still would I be confident. One thing I ask of the Lord, for this time do I yearn, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all my life, to feel the goodness of the Lord in the Lord's sanctuary. On the day of troubles, God will shield me, lifting me to safety. My head will be high above my foes. In God's tabernacle, I will bring offerings of jubilation, with chanting and joyous singing. O Lord, hear my voice when I call. Be gracious to me and answer me. O Lord, I truly seek you. Do not hide yourself from me. Turn not in anger from your servant. You have always been my help. Do not forsake me, O God, my deliverer. Teach me your way, O Lord, Lead me on a straight path. Deliver me not to the will of my enemies. Trust in the Lord and be strong. Take courage and hope in the Lord. Please read responsibly on page 45. Out of a vast and formless mass, O Lord, you, our Creator, fashioned a world. You created humankind in your own image, giving us stewardship over all your works. You, who ordained Shabbat as a remembrance of creation and implanted within us a spark of the divine.
Help us to share with you the joy of creation, and may you find our efforts good.
May we, too, bring light where there is darkness, thus ennobling your children's hearts and minds.
Sovereign of all creation, acclaimed as Most High, your Spirit is manifest in the lives of individuals and nations.
You delivered Israel from bondage in Egypt, for it is your will that all be free.
Shabbat has been given us to commemorate that freedom. It teaches us that none should be master or slave.
Help us to break every shackle asunder, hastening the day when the strong shall be just and the weak shall no longer know fear.
You, our Creator, are mindful of your handiwork. Your ordinances are all of wisdom conceived.
You have commanded us to cease from our labor, that we may find joy and peace in Sabbath rest.
The Sabbath has been given us for regeneration, a day for renewal of spirit and soul.
For we were created not only to labor, but also to reflect and to commune with you.
We thank you, our Creator, for the legacy of Shabbat, your gift to the house of Israel, by which all are blessed.
Please turn to page 50 for the Barahu and Ma'ariv Aravim.
Please rise. You may be seated. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidbaro ma'ariv aravim bechokma potei asher arim ubivuna meshane itim umahali et hazmanim Umsader et hakohamim b'mishmerot teichem barakia kirtzono borei yom v'layla goel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or umagdil yom umevi layla umagdil ben yom uven layla Adonai Savod Shemo El Hai V'Kayam Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Le'olam Va'ed Baruch Atah Adonai Hamari Aravim. Please turn to page 52 for Ahavat Olam. Ahavat
Olam Beit Yisrael Amha Vahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, hukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadita. Alkein Adonai Eloheinu, B'shofbeinu ivekumeinu, Nasiach b'chukecha. V'nizmach b'divrei Toratecha, u'v'mitzvotecha, le'olam va'ed. Ki hem hayenu ve'orech yameinu, uvahem neged yomam v'layla, v'ahavta tasir mimenu le'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael.
Please turn to page 54 for the Shema and the Ve'ahavta.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kabod Makoto Le'olam Va'ed. Amen. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol me'odecha v'chayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anuhi mitzavcha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibartam B'shivtecha, b'veitecha, uv'lechtecha, v'derech, uv'shokvecha, uv'kumecha, uv'kshartam leot, hayadecha, v'chayu letotafot, b'neinecha, uv'tavtam, al mezuzot, beitecha, uv'isharecha. Leman tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'item kiddushim le'Elohehem ani Adonai Elohehem asher hotzeiti ethem me'eretz Mitzrayim lehiyot lahem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohehem.
Adonai Elohehem
Emet. Mitzvot is an underlying part of Jewish religion, culture, and law. It extends beyond regular attendance and ritual and touches upon every aspect of life. By definition, a mitzvah is a good deed done because of religious duty, but primarily it is a commandment. The most prominent of its meanings, or at least the most religiously prominent, is its definition as a commandment. Traditionally, there are 613 commandments, or mitzvot, in all, and they are divided into positive and negative mitzvot. There are 365 negative mitzvot, incidentally the same number of days in a solar year. These are actions that are forbidden, such as idolatry or any other sin. Positive mitzvot are number 248 and have been compared to the number of bones and major organs in the human body. Positive mitzvot are the inverse of the negative in the sense that these commandments involve action as opposed to refrainment, such as keeping the Sabbath. However, mitzvot isn't just limited to the religious aspects of Judaism. Some can be applied even in secular environments. Helping the poor and downtrodden is a mitzvah, as is general good deeds, whether it's philanthropy or nature conservation. Among the more humanistic mitzvot, emphasis is placed on tikkun olam, repair of the world, and I think it a Jew's duty to do something for the collective good and the betterment of all society as a whole. I was told my great-grandfather always left something better than it had been before he arrived. Even if it was as much as an unmade bed, he took it upon himself to make sure it looked as nice as it could, even if there was nobody there to see it. I wouldn't be where I am today, religiously, without the gracious support and education I received during my former years at religious school. In the 4 years since I arrived, I've learned a ton. From my first day in Mr. Silverbrook's class, I was given the privilege of a consistent religious education, one that I didn't have before coming to CBS. I'd like to thank Miss Felicia, Mrs. Posner, Cantor Sherry Allen, and all of my teachers that I've had over religious school. Shabbat Shalom. All right. We have, please turn to page 61 and read responsibly. True and certain it is that there is one God, incomparable, and that we, the household of Israel, are God's people.
It is God who redeemed us from mighty tyrants, delivering us from slavery unto freedom.
Great are the things which God has done, with wonders which are without number.
Delivering our ancestors from Egyptian bondage, inspiring hope and faith in every generation.
May God continue to protect our people and guard all humankind from disaster. They accepted God's sovereignty willingly and sang in joyous thanksgiving.
Moses and the children of Israel proclaimed their great exaltation.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedor hakodesh nora tehilo, oh sefele nora tehilo, oh sefele malchudecha malchuvanecha u'he'anion lifnei Moshe. Seili anu ve'yameru Adonai lo le'olam va'ed v'ne'emar ki chada Adonai et Yaakov u'galo chazak minenu Baruch atah Adonai Gal Yisrael.
Please turn to page 62 for Ufro Saleno.
Ufro salenu sukkah, sukkah, shlomecha. Ufro salenu sukkah, sukkah, shlomecha. Yalai lalai, yalai lalai, yalai lalai, lalai lalai, yalai lalai, yalai lalai, yalai lalai, lalai lalai. Ufro salenu sukkah, sukkah, shlomecha.
Please turn to Vishamru on page 64.
Vishamru
b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat. Lasot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם בני ובן בני ישראל אותי לעולם אותי לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם
Please join me on page 66 for the Reader's Hatzi Kaddish. Yitkada v'yitkada shemei rabba v'yamad divrach yortei v'yamlich malchutei v'hayehon v'yomehon v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael bagala bagala uvizman karim v'meru amen Yehi shmei rabba mevorach le'olam lo me'almaya Yiparach v'yishabach v'yitvar v'yitrabam v'yinaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha b'richu le'elam in kol berhata v'shirata tushbehata v'nehemata gamiram v'yama v'meru amen.
Today we are observing the yard sites of, no, I'm sorry. Please. Sorry.
On this week's Misha Berach list, we have Jordan Zadwick, Lori Sherwin, Rivka Yedavela, Sherry Bora, Yaria Bass, Beverly Elster, Robin Friedman, Helen Rivers, Gina Elster, Matt Gibson, Linda Toborowski, Taryn Dukes, Susan Kind, Marcia Anderson, Morgan Kuhel, Ivan Wendell, and Jonathan Garver. Is there anyone else that would like to add anything to the list? Anyone to the list? Did I miss anyone?
The world is going through an incredibly turbulent time right now with deaths, injuries that are being experienced all over the world. For those that don't even know, not recognize, leave an open name.
Thank you. Is there anyone else? Okay. Then on the inside back cover, please join Jesse and the Misha Berach.
Mi shebera avotenu mekor habraha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi shebera imotenu, mekor habraha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Please turn to page 69 through 76 for the silent Amidah. Please join me on page 74 for Shalom Rav. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech Adon Lecho HaShalom. Ki atahu melech Adon Lecho HaShalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha levar
Yisrael, v'chol eit v'chol shah, v'shlomecha. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
Please join us on page 80 for the Vayahulu. Vayahulu Hashemayim v'haaretz v'hol tziva'am v'ha Elohim b'yom hashvi melato asher asa v'yishvot b'yom hashvi mikol malato asher asa v'yivarech Elohim et yom hashvi v'kadesh oto ki vo shavat mikol melato asher bara Elohim laso.
The heavens and the earth and all within them were finished. By the seventh day, God had completed the work of creation, and so God rested from all of his work. Then God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, for on it God ceased all the divine work of creation.
Please rise and turn to page 82 for the Magen Avot. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elokei Avotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, El Hagadol, Hagibor, v'Hanara, El Elyon, Konei Shamayim ve'aretz, Magen Avot bivaro, Mechayei Meitim b'mamaro, Ha'el HaKadosh she'ein kamohu, Hameniach le'amo, B'yom Shabbat kosho, Ki vam ratza lehaniach lahem, Ki vam ratza lehaniach lahem, Lefanav na'avu v'ravafahar, V'nodeh lishmo b'chol yom tamid, Me'ein habrachos. El ha'oda'ot, Adon ha'shalom, Mekadesh ha'shabbat u'mvarech shevi, U'meniach b'kedusha, Le'amedu shnei onei, Zeher le'maseh, Le'maseh v'reishit.
Praised are you, O Lord our God and God of our ancestors, God of Abraham, God of Isaac, and God of Jacob, God of Sarah, God of Rebekah, God of Rachel, and God of Leah, great, mighty, revered, and supreme, Lord of heaven and earth. Your word was a shield to our ancestors, and your decree confers immortal life. You alone are the holy God. You give rest to your people on your holy Shabbat, because you take delight in them. Help us to worship you in reverence and awe, and give thanks to you every day. From you all blessings flow. To you all praise is due. And you are the Lord of peace, who hallows the Shabbat and blesses the seventh day, giving to your people the delights of the Shabbat rest, a joyful commemoration of creation.
You may be seated. And please turn to page 86 for the Reader's Full Kaddish. Yikadal v'yikadal shemei rabbah, be'amad divrei chirtei ve'amlich malchutei, ve'ayachon v'yomechon u'payet l'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'galav v'zman kariv v'yimeru, amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevorach, le'olam u'olam me'emaya, Viparach, Vishabach, Vipar, Vitraman, Vietnase, Vietadar, Vitale, Vitala, Shemede Kudisha, Rihu, Le'ela, Min Kolbir Hata, Vishirata, Tishbahata, Venehemata, Dami, Rambe, Alma, Vimeru. Tikapal, Soton, Uba, Utohon, De Hol Yisrael, Kodama, Bahon, Divi, Shmaya, Vimeru. Yehe, Shlama, Rabba, Mishimaya, Vehayim, Alenu, Veoko, Yisrael, Vimeru. Say Shalom, Bimramav, Huya, say Shalom, Alenu, Veoko, Yisrael, Vimeru. Amen. Shabbat Shalom. It's been a couple of years. We've had many memorable moments in this synagogue, but the biggest moment I may have was the 2020 CBS annual meeting. For those of you that weren't there, it may start to pop up in your mind a little bit. For those that weren't there, or maybe forgot, let's have a little flashback moment. My mom's social action chair, but due to her school, which she graduated from, yay, she couldn't make it to the meeting that night. So I did her presentation in her place. I think it was pretty good. I was walking off the bima and I was telling myself in my head, hey, I think that was pretty good. Then I felt the raised part of my heels catch the edge of the bima right there. And I was telling myself, hey, this is not good. And it wasn't, because I completely tripped and fell in front of everyone. And I immediately got up in slight pain, telling everyone, it's okay, I'm good. I have the original and a preferred edited video if anyone would like to see. But why did I tell you this embarrassing story? Well, one, I think it was a pretty good icebreaker, but most importantly, I feel like it shows the importance of mitzvot in the world. But how? How would things in the world turn out if we didn't perform mitzvot? As you may know, our theme is, all it takes is a mitzvah, trust, and a little pixie dust. Throughout my years of religious school, I've learned about mitzvot and the impact it can make on everyone, no matter how big or small. When we went through this religious school journey, we didn't really notice, but the importance of mitzvot was integrated into us from the beginning. We attended several events where we would make crafts or write cards for people around the world. We attended programs with other synagogues in Fort Worth and worked together to make food bags for the less fortunate. We were required to have a mitzvah project for our B'nai Mitzvot. I've learned throughout the years that mitzvot doesn't only impact the ones that you're doing it for, but they also impact you, whether it's a mitzvah that comes to you or not. Annually, I participate in Camp Impact, where I was a counselor for kids that are in less fortunate situations, and I didn't fully realize how much these kids loved us and what we were doing until last year, when we wrote each camper goodbye cards, and I saw most of them start crying, causing me to cry, because it really does make a difference. Camp was sadly canceled last year due to the virus, but we ran a food drive to still support those families. When writing this speech, I noticed subconsciously that I really do enjoy integrating mitzvot into my life when I started putting together my volunteer hours over the years. Let's talk a little bit about this crazy Sunday school experiences with this crazy class. When I started Sunday school, I was in Miss Friedrichsen's class, and I didn't really talk to anyone but Kara, I think. But I did eventually start talking to everyone, as you can see. Next year, we were in Miss Kaplan's class, and I loved it. We did a lot of hands-on learning, whether it be crafts or baking. The year after, we were in Miss Chanel's class. It was pretty eventful, if you ask me. The one memory that nobody will live down, as you have heard twice, has to be when Miss Chanel was about to leave the room when we were eating snack, and she clearly said, nobody touched the juice. The jello juice, we like to call it. Honestly, I don't know what was going through my head, but right when she left, I got up, picked up the juice pitcher, and tried to pour some for myself, but for some reason, the juice was not coming out. I tried pouring it for about 3 seconds before saying, why isn't the juice, as it all spilled out onto me and the floor. Long story short, I was banned from pouring my own juice for about 3 years, and the class never let me forget it. The year after, we were in Miss Feld's class, may she rest in peace, where we had meaningful discussions, and I was still banned from pouring my own juice. The year after, Mr. Silverwave's class, so many jokes. We learned about Israeli history and geography, and I was still banned from pouring juice. Ms. Zadvik's class, we learned about comparative religions, and I think this was about the end of my juice pouring ban. Now, Ms. Felicia's class, confirmation, we learned things completely different from what we did in past Sunday school classes, but mitzvot was still integrated. And yes, I do pour my own juice now. Unfortunately, COVID-19 has forced us to finish Sunday school with Zoom meetings. I'm used to Zoom because I've used it in the past, but it wasn't my preferred way of finishing religious school. It makes you think about how much you would just fly through days without completely cherishing them and not realizing how amazing those days were until they were gone. I definitely did not know what month or day of the week it was for over 6 months, and quarantine has hit all of us in many different ways. You can see how the world would flop like I did off the Bema if we didn't have mitzvot. And I know this was pretty long, but I do hope you learned something out of it, whether it be about my juice pouring ban, falling off the Bema, or mitzvot like I planned it to be. I just want to thank everyone in attendance today. It's been a rough few years, and I'm glad we could all push through it. Thank you to my parents, my siblings, and to all the parents of this class, because this literally wouldn't be possible without you. Thank you to all my teachers from both Sundays and Wednesdays for somehow dealing with me, and thank you to Ms. Posner. I'm so glad to have been so involved with the synagogue and this class, and just know that I won't stop here. I'm still the HaShomer editor, and would like to announce that Saw You at Sinai will be making its return very soon. But overall, I can't say thank you enough to everyone for guiding me through this journey. Stay safe, and I will as well. No more juice spills. Shabbat Shalom.
You didn't see it, but Shem was sitting over here taking all the credit for it.
Please turn to page 92 for the prayer for our country. Oh, yes. Our God and God of our ancestors, we seek your blessing upon our country and upon the leaders of our nation and of our communities. Inspire all who lead and serve to conduct their affairs honorably. May peace and security, happiness and prosperity, right and freedom abide among us. Unite the inhabitants of our country of all backgrounds and creeds, so that we may banish hatred and bigotry, safeguard our noblest ideals, and preserve those institutions which nurture liberty. May this land under your providence be an influence for good throughout the world, helping to unite all peoples in peace and freedom, and bringing closer to fulfillment the vision of your prophets. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. For the work of righteousness shall be peace, and the effect of righteousness, calm and confidence forever. Amen.
Now, prayer for Midnat Israel, same page. Adonai Eloheinu, Soy Israel, V'go'alo, Borei et Midnat Israel, V'hagen Aleha. We ask your blessings, O God, for the state of Israel, for the land of Israel, and for the people of Israel. Bless those who defend the land and protect its people. Bless its leaders with wisdom, courage, and dedication. May they be resolute in the face of challenge and unwavering in the pursuit of justice and peace. May Israel be a beacon of hope for the oppressed, a source of inspiration to all who are free. Fulfill in our day the ancient promise. Zion v'mishpat tipladeh v'shaveha b'tzdaka. Zion shall be redeemed through justice, and its inhabitants through righteousness. Amen. Please turn to page 118 for the Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabech ladon hakol latej gedula v'yotzer breshit shelo asanu kagei haratzo v'lo samanu kamishpahot hadama shelo sam halkenu kahem v'gor aleinu yehol hamona v'anachnu korim u'mishtahavim u'modim v'nei melech ma'eh hamahim hakadosh baruch hu she'unotei shamayim v'yoseh haaretz u'moshe v'taro b'shamayim imam v'shnivat tizo v'shnivat tizo v'galei Elohim Eloheinu Eloheinu and Malkeinu Please turn to page 124 for the Mourner's Kaddish. Gadal vi Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma Divrach Yirte Ve'amlich Malchute, Ve'hayahom Uvehayahom Uvahaye Bethol Israel, Baz Gala Uzman Kairi V'imru Amen. Yehe Shmei Rabbah Marach Le'alam Olamei Maya, Yitbarach V'yishtavach V'yitpa'ar V'yitramam V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar V'yitaleh V'yitalal Shemei Kudusha Brehum, Le'elam Minkob Hata V'shir Hata Tushba Hata V'nechamata Damiram V'yama V'imru Amen. Yehe Shlama Rabbah Min Shemaya V'haim Aleinu V'yakol Israel V'imru Amen. Osei Shalom B'mirma Huye Sei Shalom Aleinu V'yakol Israel V'imru Amen.
Before we move on, I just wanted to say the names of the Yorksites because I feel like that's really important. We mourn the recent passing, the Shabbat, of Mark Stewart Mendel, cousin of Sharon Mendel, Jack Rosenthal, great-grandfather of Andy Cohen, Helen Fields, mother of David Fields, of blessed memory, Norman Greenberg, father of Arlene Schwartz, Ruth Ida Cohen, grandmother of Andy Cohen, Howard Goldsmith, father of Marty Goldsmith, Ben Ungar, father of Leslie Udis, Dorothy Liss, aunt of Leslie Udis, Jean Ann Barrier, mother of Stephen Cabrera, and Leah Furman, mother of Clea Kaplan. And would anybody like to add anything? Thank you. Okay, we have announcements.
They were amazing. Were they amazing? It's been a really long time since most of these students have been at services, much less led services, and I can't tell you how proud I am of each and every one of them. Let me make a few announcements, and then I'm going to present some gifts. First of all, if you haven't RSVP'd for services tomorrow morning, it's not too late. Well, it is too late to RSVP, but you can catch the services on live stream. So please do that. To all of you who are watching us on our live stream, thank you for being here with us. I hope you enjoyed the service as much as we all did. Sunday, you hopefully RSVP'd for our safety security training. I'm not sure what happens if you didn't, but you want to go. So just try showing up. It's on Sunday from 4 to 5:30. Monday, Torah study. Thursday is another monthly edition of Spill the Tea. If you haven't logged in with us, please try, because we have a wonderful time. Next Friday and Saturday is Slichot weekend, with services at Bethel on Friday night, Beth Israel Saturday morning, and here on Saturday evening. Please RSVP with Teresa in the office. This date is wrong. First day of religious school is not August 29th. We're waiting for a few more shots, so it got postponed till September 19th. 2 weeks from today, we are officially back in the sanctuary with Friday night services. I hope each and every one of you can come. I'm leading services that night. I promise there'll be music and there'll be laughter, and we'll all have a wonderful time. This is just a prelude to what is coming. So please make it a point to come. If not, it will still be available live stream. Did I forget any announcements? Okay, well then let's come to the part that the kids love. First of all, as a representative of the congregation, I have certificates for all the kids, but I've been so out of it that I pulled them out. I just forgot to fill them out. So right now they're blank, and I will fill them out or have somebody with beautiful handwriting fill them out, and I will get them to all the kids, okay? From the sisterhood, we have these bags, if each of you would come up, or if you just want to take one. I believe there's a note and a little snack in them. Sadly, you saw that we weren't able to have an ONED tonight because they're very concerned about the COVID and everything like that. And so what I have just for the kids, because I wanted them to feel like they could have something on the run, and they're going to have to duke these out. And I have for them, so I should have bought one for myself, these beautiful caramel apples, all different flavors. So each of the kids, we got cinnamon, we got nuts, we got sprinkles. I think this one is Oreos, and this is a chocolate drizzle. So they're going to have to use their good manners. What? If you can get with one of the kids and they want to share, that's up to them. And last, from the congregation, we have just something that hopefully will help you to remember your confirmation, remind you of your Jewish identity, and help you to move forward in life with the pride that we have helped, or our parents have helped to instill in you. So, Judah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Joseph. Jesse. Lauren. And Roman. I think that's it. Let's conclude our service with, I'll let them finish. Thank you, everybody.
Please stay on page 24 for...
Please turn to page 76 for
say
Oseh
Shalom.
Shalom.
That works too. Okay, go. Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'yakol Yisrael, Vimru, Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'yakol Yisrael, Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, V'yakol Yisrael.
Okay, so, goodbye. Okay, so is everybody still awake? Well, as you've known, it's been a crazy few years. It was really sad to have confirmation delayed by an entire year. And the first time was when I was leaving for Israel. And now that we've actually had our confirmation, I'm leaving to Israel again. And it's a really nice treat to spend it with these crazy people. They've been through it. We've all been through it for a good few years. And before I say goodnight and thank you to everyone, we have a gift for Miss Felicia. Yes, we do. If you could come up to the bima, please. We have. Thank you so much for leading us through this very strange and emotional journey. This year's Sunday school, or last year's, I guess, Sunday school, we learned some completely new things from actual Sunday school. And she made us a lot more comfortable with the world, and it was really a blessing. So thank you so much, Ms. Felicia, on behalf of the class, Ms. Posner, and everyone. Thank you so much. Love you guys. And is there anything y'all want to say? Well, with that, I guess the class of 2020 is now confirmed. And Shabbat Shalom.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Are you allergic to nuts or
Peanuts.
are those peanuts?
That might be fine. I'll take it. It's good. Yeah, I'm not picky at all.
Are those peanuts or?
No, I'm okay.
Oh, you sure? Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm still teaching here.
Wow, it's crazy. It's actually over.
I know.
What?
No more Sunday school.
So guys, put your stuff down.
Are you happy it's over? I am.
Where would you like to put the poster? Right here. Okay. Lauren, do you?
Congratulations. I think it was fun. I think it was. What time is it? Okay, yeah.
Lauren and Joseph.
Okay, try it again.
Here we go.
There we go.
Oh, for 2 seconds, take your masks off. 2 seconds.
But then they need to have one with their mask on, otherwise nobody will recognize them.
Thank you, guys. Wonderful job. Now grab your mask.
I'm going to keep this. Guys, I'm going to keep this as my secret.
Okay, do we have any time restrictions for field trip Sunday?
Sunday.
Yeah, so nothing early in the morning. We can go as late as we want to. I also prefer not early in the morning.
I wasn't planning on it. I was thinking probably would 12 o'clock work for everyone? Okay, so meet here 12 o'clock. And we'll go out to lunch. Do you guys know what you want to do for lunch?
Not Whataburger.
Okay.
You know what? You spilled the
So,
juice, okay?
okay, let's talk about Ripley's real quick. So in order to do Ripley's, to make it worth it, we'd have to do the auditorium and the wax museum.
Seriously. Whataburger's right across the street. You're not doing that. Don't say that. Don't say that. It was incredibly awkward.
So yeah, in order to make it, because if we just do the auditorium, we'll be done in a hurry. So Ripley's, yeah, Ripley's is going to be about $35.
Like for the whole thing?
It's going to be $35 for Ripley's, and then I'd say bring another $15 for lunch, so $50. This is poster is going to see about maybe getting some of the money back. Yes, this Sunday.
Tomorrow? Like tomorrow?
Not tomorrow, Saturday. Day after that.
We got a break.
Oh my god.
Okay, does anyone have any trouble with money or with getting here?
Does this one take cards? They take cards.
Yeah. Okay, because I'm already picking up Kara, so if anyone needs a ride, now is your time.
Ooh, does anybody want to ride with me? No, you don't.
So if you can take Joseph, I can take everyone else to lunch and Ripley's. Sounds like a plan. Were you able to come or not?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, you can ask your mom and let me know. So, okay. Everyone good with that? So meet here, 12 o'clock. I'm so proud of you guys. You did so good.
Guys, we're finally doing it. We can like sleep in here. We can get some rest.
This is weird. I don't know how to feel about this.
So what?
I don't know how to feel about this.
It's like we did it. She's not already confirmed.
All of you did an amazing job. You should all be proud.
I was like watching from this week, this like judgmental face. You're doing everything right.
Period, which is ecosystem, like that kind of thing.
That I could say.
I know. I was like freaking out. I was like,
And there was 400.
so thank you so much. I was like, I was like, oh.
We're gonna have a names so everyone always thinks it's the name. You remember the names, you just said the wrong names. They completely
We did it.
I will be. I think October the 22nd, I think.
Where are you going?
Navarro.
Where?
Navarro.
Corsicana?
No, in Texas. I forget what town he said, but it's nearby. It's not
Corsicana, Texas?
I think it is.
somewhere.
That's where Ryan goes right now.
That's who goes there.
Yeah, my brother goes there right now, so just be careful.
I'll keep a watch out.
Yeah.
Keep it down, avoid him.
He's the one with the hair that always straightened in and is practically
Yeah,
very
I
damaged.
won't miss him. I won't miss him.
It's me the first time. I was like, where can you get my number? Like, first of all, and him like asking me all these questions. Like, second of all,
Okay, I have another question. How do you get off the camera? Like, you showed me the video of how you get on the camera. How do you get off the camera? Then when you get on?
right? You can get off. You gotta hop off that thing. It's too tall for me. I was like, listen, you have to like step on like where you're sitting on it.
Yeah, I used to not drink them. I've been really bad about drinking them lately.
Hopped off one of the cameras and it got scared. And so it jumped up and started taking off running. And I was like, this is a very oh my god, it was so bad. Like, and luckily there was nobody on that or I would have tried. I don't know what I would do. Like, the camera just starts but mine was super nice. We named him.
Do you have a parent here right now?
Yes.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and ask them if you can go on the field trip so that we know, okay?
Yeah, I probably can't though, but
Okay,
yeah,
do you want to just go ask and see?
I'm pretty sure we can. I mean, he's gonna tell you. It's his house. You know, can't risk it.
Absolutely, and I'm not telling you to.
Oh no, I know.
So I'm just whatever you need to do.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Okay, well, it was so good teaching you. And I'm very proud of you, and you did a great job.
It was like this. No, it wasn't that. I couldn't have